like a fun one. This one's gonna be like way more loose. Fukushima Ibushigen versus Reject following suit. It's more up to Reject to maintain their lead, right? If they can maintain their current positioning with an extra couple of points, it makes it that much harder for Hiroshima Team Ikuza. And then, even so, like even if Reject walks away with like 10 points, they're, I want to say, at a high possibility of still securing first, whereas like Hiroshima Team Ikuza, they would need like a complete 40 bomber for Zeta Division, over Zeta Division, which is, I'm not gonna say like not possible, but it is very heavily weighed against them because Zeta Division is currently on an upward trend. So we'll see how it goes. All three matches are gonna be fire.
Oh, still gonna be some great action. We've only had great action out here, and all this is helped put on by Vispo and many of the other ambassadors that we have. I actually watched one of the Akuma players that they have on their team do a lot of good work in practice with Bonchan. I'm like, wow, they are a legend rank out here. So they've also been doing work in terms of interviewing the players, getting that nitty-gritty, the data that we can't get, because half the time if we ask the players what's up, they'll hide their intentions, they'll hide their stuff, their game plan, but they'll let Vispo know. So you should let them know that you enjoy their efforts. Go give them a hello. You know, if you're a native speaker, you'll enjoy that. Or if they have the captions on, hit those to see what they're saying. But back to the action. Once again, we're going to be starting off with Varel. That it should focus me. These two teams have had really good orderings. I think the players have been absolutely fantastic. It's just a matter of League being so difficult and so strong, and the pedigree out here you see being so top tier in so many different ways, and strategy also implemented even better. So I don't think it's a matter of these two teams being very, very weak. It's just the power creep that's happened out here in League.
It's interesting to say that. Also, I think for Varel, they're like a very well-rounded team, and I think, although Dalsum may not necessarily be like one of the big meta tools, I think he is somewhat of a decent combatant against one of the prime characters in the meta, which is Ed. So pulling out YHC Mochi for like even home team, certain counter picks, etc., because this division is full of really talented Eds. I think he was like in prime position to do well. It just didn't necessarily play out that way. And then like even like Akuma and Mai from the side of Varel is also really, really important too. But like from the side of Detonation Focus Me, I think it was more of like an order issue that kind of plagued them throughout the weeks, and it was just kind of conflicting because you have two, I want to say like not two, but you have a leader that also wants to try to play his main character but can't really fully utilize it. Then you had like you had John Takeuchi kind of play halfway through of changing over to Jamie, Nauman shifting over to Mai, and then Koichi also extremely busy, right? He had quite the year for himself, winning a plethora of different headlining events. So it really is just more of like the circumstances all around. But speaking of which, let's get into the full introductions. We got Team Varel sitting in the away spot. We get their full roster with the exceptional Pad Master first. That is TS, and he has been such a treat to watch. I'm so happy to see his progression so far. Followed by the Yoga Monk, YHC Mochi with the Dalsim, already qualified for Capcom Cup 12. Qualified via the World Championships with Good 8 Squad formerly. Nothing to worry about. Then, of course,